Viktor Gyokeres, here we go. Confirmed. Finally, Sporting has stopped holding this guy hostage. He's allowed to come and play for the Arsenal, the team he's wanted to play with the entire time. Turned down Man United, turned down Saudi, turned down Juventus to come play in North London, and I'm ecstatic about this move. This is, in a past video, who I said as my number one option at striker. Didn't want Sesko. Didn't really mind him if we brought in a Rodrigo, but we're not going to get Rodrigo. It seems like he's going to go to Liverpool or stay in Madrid. Either or. I don't really think he would come to us right now. Maybe he would. You know, maybe there's a twist left in the tail. But when it comes to Gyokeres, this guy, there's not much he can't do. In the air, I know people are a little hesitant about him, but I think he'll be fine. I think he'll score headers. He didn't score a header all of last year, but that's not. We have enough people off corners that we don't really need him crossing into the box. His finishing off crossing, not everything is just heading the ball in the back of the net. This guy is able to pluck the ball out of the air and shoot, which it seems like he's way more comfortable doing, which maybe that's a concern. But as long as he scores me goals, he could use his pinky toe only for all I care and bag 40 goals for us, and I don't give a shit. I don't care. I just want a goal scorer. We got a goal scorer. We haven't had a serious striker since Aubameyang, and before that, we hadn't had a serious striker since Van Persie. So it's like, in the last 15-ish years, we've had two strikers before this guy, like, that are actually like world-class finishers. Team's finally looking serious. Andre Berta is cooking. If we win the league, if we win the Champions League, I'll name my fucking son after him, because this guy is on different timing. Gyokeres, very good in the channels, like I said, running in behind. He loves to get in behind. He's aggressive, loves to carry the ball from deep too. His link-up play, kind of underrated. There's a lot of times where he does drop in and does link up with people or does create a chance for somebody else. And I feel like people kind of think because he's not Harry Kane, who's like the best striker in the world when it comes to dropping deep and basically playing the 10 and the 9 at the same time, that this guy's shit, which I think is ridiculous. I think he's got very good technical ability. He can look a little clunky at times, but he also just gets it done. That's at the end of the day, I don't care how you look. I don't care if you're silky on the eye. I'm not one of these eye test merchants. I want a guy that bags goals. We have technical players behind him. Hopefully we bring in an Eze or a Rodrigo. That should be what we're focused on next. I know they said we're focused on outgoings, but we have Saka, we have Odegaard, we have Rice, Zubamendi, we have all of these players that are technically sound. We need a goal scorer, and that's what we got. That is what we needed. So very happy with this deal. It's at a phenomenal price. Cheaper than Ekitike, better than Ekitike, but not younger than Ekitike. So maybe he does become the next Isak or next Henry. Some people are saying, which I think is ridiculous. But touching on Henry, rumored that Gyokeres will get the number 14, and he can't be worse than the guy that wore 14 before him. At all. Really at all. So yeah, I'm very happy with this deal. Very excited to get it over the line. Now we do have to move on to people like Eze, people like Rodrigo. We need to bring one of them in. Maybe a Xavi Simons, who we've been linked with, but it seems like Chelsea are going to push for him. Any of those three, I'll be happy. If we can get two of those three, obviously not Eze and Simons. If we can get Rodrigo and one of Xavi Simons and Eze, I'll be ecstatic, even if it means Martinelli or Trossard leaving. I care about the team. I want the team to get better. If we can only bring in Gyokeres and we had to get rid of Havertz or Jesus, which we'll probably get rid of one of them, probably Jesus in the winter when he's fit, I'm fine with that. I'm not attached to these players. I love the club. I'm not a player fan. Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez. Well, Alexis Sanchez was different because I was pretty upset when he left. But I wanted Ozil gone after a while because the guy just wasn't himself anymore. He was my favorite player at the club, but he was past it and he was not what we needed, so we had to get rid of him, and that has ultimately led to us getting better. And if it means getting rid of someone like an Odegaard to bring in an Eze, I don't care. If he's good enough, he'll compete for his place and he'll win it back over an Eze. If we keep Martinelli and we bring in Rodrigo, if Martinelli's good enough, he should be trying to outplay Rodrigo, which I don't think he's better than Rodrigo by any means, but that's the type of mentality players have to have. Viktor Gyokeres has come in. He gave up $2 million. He allegedly broke up with his girlfriend. His agent's waiving the fees. He's denying everybody just to come to Arsenal, and he wants to win. He loves the challenge. I saw a video of, I think it was an ex-Coventry player talking about he got into the gym after one poor season with them, and then he had that phenomenal season where he basically carried them, and then he got his move to Sporting. And he described him as someone that loves the challenge, loves to work hard, has a great work ethic, wants to get better, wants to win major trophies, wants to be the best in the world. He said he considers himself amongst Harry Kane's and Haaland's and Mbappe's, and that's the type of mentality we need. If he falls flat on his face, it sucks. And we need to eventually bring in another striker if he doesn't work out. But I'm not worried about that. I want that elite mentality. Something it kind of reminds me of is during the press conference before we played Madrid at the Bernabeu, a reporter asked Saka, "Oh, do you think you're as good as Mbappe and Vinny? Do you ever think you'll get to that level of Mbappe, Vinny Jr., Rodrigo?" And he straight up looks offended that you even say that to him. I think I'm as good as one of them. I think I am at that level, and that's the elite mentality that top players have. I'm not saying Mbappe or Vinny or worse than Saka or he's at their level. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the mentality. You need to lock in. You need to be serious about being a top player and have the confidence in yourself. And this guy has an abundance of confidence. This is a serious signing. He wants to win leagues. He wants to win trophies. He wants to try and win the Champions League, and he's ready to compete, and that's the most important thing. Obviously, his goals are probably more important than that, but we've seen a player like how players like Havertz look when they're out of confidence. When he shot out of confidence, he needed a penalty against fucking Bournemouth to lift his spirits. Like, get out of here, dude. Get out of here. I don't hate Kai Havertz by any means, but he should not be starting for us as a striker. He probably shouldn't even be at the club, honestly. There's better players, but if you could sell him and get Sesko, and he was willing to sit on the bench and play behind Gyokeres, I would take that in an instant, but that's not the topic of the discussion. Viktor Gyokeres over the line. That is all that matters. Go get Eze done. Go get Rodrigo done. One of the two. Bring them in for me, please. And let's try and win the Prem. Let's go.